Hello, guys. Welcome back. Sorry about the confusion there. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back on the air for a little bit of sprint. We got about 6 minutes left over here. And of course, I'm going to go to YouTube and make sure this goes into our writing sprints folder because I don't want this show to be cut off from the rest. Switch accounts. Going back here. Writing sprints part 2. Save to playlist. Sprints. Cool. And it's been saved into the folder. We're good to go. Cool. And we're going right back to writing prompt number 5. Half the names on the list have already been crossed off. What happened next? What are they crossing off?
I'm on it. Mine's going to be a little more dark.
Of course, we got 5 minutes left before the end of that sprint there. And of course, on Instagram, this will be the last part of the sprint. You'll have to go over to Facebook or our YouTube to catch the other part of the show. It's Alec and Andrew on YouTube, and of course, you can get the rest of the show over on Facebook or, of course, YouTube. Awesome. So, Alec, do me a favor and just like text Nick if you can. Just give him like the rundown, just so he knows that all he has to do is just leave the broadcast. He doesn't have to end the broadcast. Thank you. Because I would like to keep the show together in the future. I did a part 1 and a part 2 on the first night, and since I have kept it on one show, and that's what I intend to do for the future. As I like a one long sprint where you don't have to click different links to find it. And of course, if you're new to stream and you haven't heard about this, so my book Sanguinary Song is about a coven of witches that protect the world from supernatural creatures, selling very, very well on Amazon. I have over 70 books sold, getting past 80, and running around home trying to get 100 books sold by the end of July. Definitely a possible goal.
Well, you did do the 50,000 words in like what, a week?
Yes, so I did the 50,000 word NaNoWriMo challenge in I think it was 8 days.
Yeah, just about.
So
if you can do that, then you can get 100 books sold this month.
Which is actually interesting too, because Camp NaNoWriMo did start today, and I was going to look into what Camp NaNoWriMo is. But it's definitely not as big as the National Write a Novel Month in November, which is you have to write 50,000 words in 30 days. And last year, I pretty much crushed it for the first time ever in only 8 days, which is probably my most productive week of writing and my most words written in one day and most pages written in one day during that. And that was actually when I was working on AutoRealm. AutoRealm was my project for the NaNoWriMo. And just as a reminder, everyone is coming on Instagram. Instagram will cut us off soon, very, very soon. So by the time we finish the sprint and go over our prompts, it'll timely cut us out. So once we go over the prompts, I'm going to cut the show on Instagram, and the show will be still going live on Facebook and, of course, on YouTube. So if you're not a member of our YouTube or my Facebook page, find me on Andrew Bast author or Andrew Bast on Facebook, and of course on YouTube we're Alec and Andrew. We do a wide array of shows. We have 2 podcasts. We have 3 live shows, and then we have, of course, writing sprints where you guys can come on and work on writing prompts. Of course, our writing prompt number 5 is half the names on lists have already been crossed off. What happens next, and what are the names being crossed off? And we're running down to about a minute before we have to discuss writing prompt number 5. Do, 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 do. Hello, John. Hello, Nicholas. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Sarah, thanks for joining. Becca, thanks for joining. Getting towards the end of our show on Instagram. About to go over our writing prompt number 5. I'm going to let Cheyenne go first since she hasn't shared in a while.
Yeah.
And there we go. There's the timer. We're in our 5-minute cooldown. And tell us what your writing prompt was.
Ready to go. They ruined my life. My reputation was tarnished for no reason. All the rumors spread about me were ludicrous. Everyone believed every word, every false claim. Nobody bothered to listen to me, to hear my side of the story. I vowed that one day they would regret crossing me. The list was halfway done. They begged, they pleaded, they cried. That brought joy to my darkened soul. My next festival was she never started those rumors. She will suffer more than her peers. You're next.
Okay. So mine, that was really cool. Mine, half the names on the list have already been crossed off. So what happens is essentially I have a kid that was made fun of in high school. A girl asked him out to prom, and of course she stood him up because she was just making fun of him. So he's been writing a list, and he's been coming up with all these creative ways to get back at each of these people. So to the girl who invited him to prom, he actually went online and posed as her favorite celebrity and tricked her into believing that their celebrity had reached out to her because of a contest that she entered, and invited her to one of their shows in California. So the student actually got on a plane and went to California to meet this person, and the person never showed. So that was a revenge served cold to cross that name off.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, just a list of getting back at all the people that have ever wronged them, making fun of them one person at a time.
Mine was darker. Yours was more funnier. Mine was a little just, dark. I don't know.
It's really easy to go dark with that writing prompt, 100%.
Yeah.
So that was writing prompt number 5. And of course, if you guys want to hear writing prompt number 6, you guys are going to have to go over to Facebook and YouTube for the last bit of the show. So Cheyenne, is there anything you want to say on Instagram before we move on over to Facebook and YouTube?
This was fun. I enjoyed prompt taking.
Yeah, well, we're going to be doing more writing prompts in the future, and I'm hoping that, like I said, SteamYard actually lets us put everything together, but at this moment, we haven't had that opportunity yet. But I do want to thank everybody for joining me and Cheyenne for episode 5 of Writing Sprints. Of course, you can catch us on Alec and Andrew on YouTube, or you can go over to Andrew Best Author or Andrew Best on Facebook, and you can watch the rest of the show. Good night, everybody. Do. Oh boy. We got about 1 minute and 22 seconds before the final sprint. And of course, the final prompt for this week. Gonna see if I can move this over to and for those of you that are coming on Facebook or on YouTube, please make sure you're writing in the comments section. I'll get your comments on the screen as quickly as possible. We got about 10 seconds left, and then we're moving on to the final sprint. Here we go. Last sprint of the night. 15 minutes is on the clock. And of course, our next writing prompt is on the screen. Writing prompt number 6. Could you be happy here with me? So why can't they be happy? What will make them happy? I know, Alec, do you want to join in for this a little bit, for this last sprint? Sort of give a voice
Sure.
to the final sprint here.
Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Just fine.
How you doing?
Thank you for coming on here.
How you doing, folks? Good to see you all.
I'm good.
Alec Pangia, Director of Broadcasting at
So this is author Alec.
Yep, and author of Barker's Rules and Living in Fear. First 2 books of the Meridian Trilogy.
And you'll be seeing them on your screen now. Of course, you got Barker's Rules, which is out right now. And then, of course, Living in Fear, which is the next book, the second book in the Meridian Trilogy. And it should be released on Amazon very shortly. We're working on that right now. And we got Cheyenne in the comments. Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to our Facebook and our YouTube show. The covers look great. Yeah, let me show this covers one more time. They really do. They really do look stunning. I absolutely love how they came out. That's the cover for the revamped version of Barker's Rules. And, of course, the cover for Living in Fear. Absolutely love the design element to it. I love the color schemes, too. It's like the first one is red and then the second one is green. And as opposed to the first one where it was black and white for book 2. And then, of course, you had the nice, beautiful overcast of the town in book 1 with the knife on it. So I do like the color scheme. I like the symmetry between books 1 and 2 now.
Thank you.
You sort of have this silhouette of a dashing figure in the background. Of course, you have
quite dashing.
Tied up.
Oh, yes. Book 1 is available on Amazon for $12.99 paperback. It is available in ebook for $3.99. And Living in Fear will be coming out in October. The first week of October, Living in Fear will be published. So you can look for, if you are reading Barker's Rules and enjoying Barker's Rules, you can look for book 2 in October. And around that time as well, we should be full steam ahead on getting ready book 3 to be released next summer. So if you are interested in getting into the Meridian Trilogy and you are thinking about buying Barker's Rules now and reading Living in Fear in October and reading the 3rd and final book next summer, my friends, this upcoming year is the year to get into the Meridian Trilogy.
Yeah, very sinister indeed. Very sinister indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of big things happening with One True Promotion. Let me actually bring Alec back.
Hi there.
So we have, of course, our joint stream coming up in. Oh yeah, Cheyenne still got to finish book 2.
Yes, we do.
The Meridian trilogy, and of course, so July is going to be our dual stream. We're going to be donating to the Disabled American Veterans Association. We'll have a live stream on July 31st where we'll kind of encompass the best of our shows, combine them together. So it's going to be an interesting thing. You're going to see us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, maybe on Twitch. I haven't decided yet if I'm making a Twitch account. So it'll be an interesting experience for sure. And of course, right afterwards, we have a huge campaign to be announced for Sanguinary Song. There'll be a very interesting bit of reveals. I'm going to have something to reveal every weekend. So I'll have posts building up to said reveal, and I'll let you guys guess who is being revealed and what you guys can expect coming up shortly. So once I know a little bit more information about that and know an official title for it, I will share that with you guys. And then, of course, in October, it'll be part 2 of that campaign. And for those of you that have already started reading Sanguinary Song, you know that October 24th is a very important day for main character Christina Vega. It is her birthday. It is also my birthday. So surprise, surprise. We'll be doing a happy birthday, Christina live stream. And of course, I will be unveiling 3 new characters, character designs in October. So look out for that promotion. And of course, also in October, the release of Living in Fear is just announced on Writing Sprints a few minutes ago. So we got a huge summer planned for you guys, and we got a awesome fall waiting for you too. And I can't share too much about the project, but we do have something interesting in the works for November. So November is going to be a very interesting month, I suspect, for both the Sanguinary Song fans and for the Meridian Trilogy fans coming up there. And of course, Cheyenne is right up there. Hype. Absolutely. One True Promotion is always evolving. We're always doing interesting things. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have shows. We're going to have everything. There's going to be a little bit of everything for everyone. As you could tell, I'm super hyper and super excited about all these things.
Oh, it's exciting times.
Especially once we start getting into August, because boy, I cannot wait to show you what I've come up with for August. So we got about 8 minutes before the end of this last sprint. And of course, to go back to our banners, we have writing prompt 6, our final prompt. Could you be happy here with me? Why can't they be happy? And what will make them happy? What will make them happy? What will make them happy? Alec, do you want to tell them about your live shows and about Carrie's podcast?
Certainly would. Tangible Voices podcast by a member of One True Promotion, and my girlfriend Carrie is a podcast that talks about real history and real stories from some of the most influential Americans that you have ever heard of. From the beginning, in conjunction with the Black Lives Matter movement, Carrie has been telling real stories from African Americans who are very much a part of why America is so great today. And as the show proceeds, you will hear more and more stories that encompass a wide array of topics and basically reveal to us all of the amazing wonders that we have here in our culture. As for me, I am the director of broadcasting at One True Promotion, and keeping with the spirit of community outreach and telling stories and amplifying voices, I run Drop a Line, which is a live interview show that is available to you for free to come on and support and promote your brand. And I run live readings, which is also available to you for free, where you can send me an excerpt of your work so that the work can be live read on the air and people can be directed to your channels to support your business, give you their patronage. And that is my primary role here at One True Promotion. And I would love for you all to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can't wait for the return of Talk is Best. I got a few things in mind. Also in August, I actually just completely slipped my mind. I am happy to announce that I do have an interview on the Fan Champs podcast. So I will be
Congratulations.
doing my first outside interview of One True Promotion on, I believe it is August 22nd. Let me confirm that date real quick.
1 second, buddy.
Yes, August 22nd. I will be on. I will be doing a show with the Fan Champ himself.
Wonderful.
I'm super excited.
I'm
Thanks.
excited for you.
Yes, it's going to be a very awesome experience. What I might actually do that week, with permission from the Fan Champ himself, I might actually borrow the audio from that show and also rebroadcast it on Talk is Best. So I'll broadcast it on both places, of course. And I'm sure if he does an extension with Facebook, which is what he's been doing for some of his shows as of late, I'll see if we can get us on StreamYard and do it that way, since StreamYard is the end-all be-all with all the flashy, wonderful stuff here. But yeah, you'll be able to see a little bit of promotion for that gearing up as we roll into August. And I'm going to be designing some video packages. He's going to be designing some graphics. It's going to be really, really cool. But I met Fan Champ at HorrorCon 2 years ago. So he's been somebody I've been in constant communication with when I started Talk is Best, in terms of, how do I start my own podcast through Anchor, and how do I get it onto the other places like Apple and pretty much wherever other podcasts are heard. And Fan Champ has had a huge following in the horror community for a few years now. So I think I will be, what was it? He has his 65th anniversary guest or something like that. So I'm like 64 out of 65. So it'll be really cool. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And of course, we got about a little over 3 minutes left before the end of the sprint. We're going to go over our writing prompts, and writing prompt number 6, could you be happy here with me? And what we want to know is, why can't they be happy, and what will make them happy? Kind of curious as to what Cheyenne will think for this one.
I just wrote a little something. It's in the comments. It's a little bit long. I apologize.
There was no question about my.
No, that's the end of it. That's the end of it. Yeah, get rid of that.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to split it into 2.
Oh, okay.
I figured I would wait till the timer goes off if you want.
Okay. Well, then I'll just do it.
Oh, no, it's your show. You can read it if you want.
I will just wait.
All right. Well, I am very, very excited about our upcoming charity stream, our first charity stream ever. It's going to be a great time. I cannot wait to have a conversation with you this weekend about what we are going to be producing for that live stream. I think that would be very interesting.
It's going to be a very interesting concept. And like I said, Twitch might be involved. So we'll see on there.
Yeah.
Were you able to talk to our esteemed guest and see if he was going to send you something for that stream?
Not about that. I did thank him for coming on the show, and I did remind him that we would promote him when his next book comes out, but I will have to message him again to remind him about the stream and request that he send along a copy of his book, which was a very, very gracious offer.
Cheyenne's got nothing. Still planning my story. Well, at least you're still planning your story. Don't get too distracted with the writing prompts. I mean, if you can do them, you can do them. If not, it's no big deal. Okay, yeah, I see. I see what you mean by it being long. It's like 4 blocks of dialogue. Oh boy. Minute and 30 seconds left. Just a little over 10 o'clock, but that's just because of our stream being interrupted for a good 5-6 minutes. And I do apologize for that. We're still working out a little bit of the kinks here, and we're hoping to have that fixed by next week, of course. 59 seconds. 59 seconds.
Would you like me to read what I wrote?
Yeah. I'll put it on the screen.
Let's do this one. There we go. Okay. Could you be happy here with me? He asked me every night. Just as sure as the sun fell beneath the gravel of the earth, he would ask the question, as if I hadn't already answered. I answered with my silence. I answered with my bruises. I answered with my blood that fell from the tip of his knife. But he kept asking. I was almost tempted to say yes. Yes, I can be happy. And see what he did next. I began to wonder if my silent no's were egging him on, and if yes was some kind of key. That, where did we go? Where did it go? Woo. Oh my. Here we go.
The end of that.
I began to wonder if my silent knows what on earth is. Okay, I began to wonder if my silent no's were egging him on, and if yes was some kind of key I'd never heard of. Maybe yes was no admission of submission. Maybe yes wasn't a request for his knife, a green light to drive it as deeply as he could. Maybe yes was the code that would break his pattern and prompt him to open the door. If he opened it, I would take it, after so long living under his shadow. There was no question about my courage or willingness to take it, not anymore. Now there was nothing left for me to do if I didn't want to wither away. If the door opened, I would take it, and maybe, only then would I be happy.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Very well done.
Possible text for Phantom Wound.
Possible. Definitely could fit in there. Right in prompt number 6. Could you be happy here with me? Why can't they be happy? Well, it's because she is married to his brother, and he's in love with his brother. But she married her brother for money to support her brother. So she was doing it to support her family. And she's not in love with her husband. She's in love with his brother. And that's why they can't be happy, because he loves her, but she loves his brother. And what can make them happy? Well, one of them is not going to be happy, obviously, but the only way they could be happy is if they decide to actually work it out. Hey, maybe they'll do what Hades does. Hades has Persephone on for half of the year, and then the other half of the year goes lives with her mom. So maybe she could share between the two brothers. Maybe she can be married to the brother for like half a year, and then go and date the other brother for the other half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I think that, like, still, even if they do something like that, it won't happen. Still planning my story. Yeah, that is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, Alex is much better written. Mine's more of a comedic response because I'm trying not to be.
Comedy and tragedy are two very different forms of writing. At the beginning of literature, there was comedy and there was tragedy.
Yes,
so we are evenly split on this stream. It's okay versus very good comedy.
So I'm working on. I'm trying to be a little bit more funny.
Like I said, it's something we learn. It's all to be learned.
Absolutely. So once again, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to play for you guys the charity live stream before we say our goodbyes, and then we'll say our final thoughts and, of course, conclude the show. Cool. And that is our charity live stream. Of course, the big live stream being on July 31st. And of course, during the entire month of July, what we're doing is we're donating a portion of our book sales to, of course, the Disabled American Veterans Association. I've already sold 2 books in July. Very excited for that. Trying to push for 100. We're at 79 books so far. So is there anything you want to mention before we ride off into the sunset there, Alec?
Please follow us. One True Promotion on Instagram. That is where the charity live stream will be. So please follow us on all of our platforms, and you won't miss out on free books and free stuff and a great cause.
Yeah, free books, a great cause. And, of course, keep in mind, take it easy, Cheyenne. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for being part of the Instagram live stream. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. There's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to be giving away. It's going to be books, things like hats. Of course, we have different pens. We have the Sanguinary Song pen. We have the Barker's Rules pen, which I got right here.
Hey, there it is.
Barker's Rules pen, the Sanguinary Song pen. And of course, we have them in 3 or 4 different shades of colors. We have blue, red, purple, and green. And of course, Barker's Rules comes in the perfect shade of cream with the house, just like the hat, which is right here. I got all that with me. And of course, we talked about Nicholas earlier, but Nicholas Georgiou, his book, Life is Death, right here. And of course, we got Alec's books.
On the way. They're on the way.
Are on the way. Of course, Barker's Rules is out now on Amazon. Please go to Amazon.com, type in Alec Pangea. You can get Barker's Rules now. And of course, in October, he's going to be re-releasing Living in Fear with this beautiful, beautiful cover here. And of course, Phantom Wound Book 3 is coming shortly. And of course, you definitely want to take a look at Sanguinary Song, my debut novel. You can order now at Amazon.com and help me push for 100 books sold. So just on behalf of everyone at One True Promotion, Carrie, Alec, Nick, and myself, thank you for joining in for part 2 of Writing Sprints. Thank you for joining, and I will see you guys later.
See you guys later. Have a good night.